Welcome back, everybody, to Battlegrounds Lobby Legends. We're just getting started here today. We're about to jump into game number 2. I'm TJ, joined by the one, the only, Simon Sottle Welch. A little bit less enthusiasm this time around introducing him, but don't let that convince you that I'm not very happy to be here with you, Sottle.
Yo, okay. I mean, that makes me happy. Because SSA has put in a phenomenal performance throughout the year, and kind of what this shows is that it's resonating with people, right? Like, we didn't really have a chance to look at competitive Battlegrounds. We didn't have a chance for anyone to really make a name for themselves in the competitive scene, but SSA been doing fantastically well throughout the year as a whole and getting rewarded for it by a lot of fan support in the chat using the extension. 78% of fantasy teams for SSA. Well done, everyone. Believers, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, your fantasy team is the top 3.
Okay, all right. Smart just people in chat.
You're just a bandwagoner. That's what this tells me.
So either there's a lot of very smart people in chat, which obviously is the correct answer to the equation, or people just copied my picks, right? That's the other explanation, which I'm sure isn't the case. I'm sure it's just that everyone in chat is incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, because those two things are mutually exclusive.
Yes,
Either
they are.
Or you copy Sottle's picks. Hey, shout out to the Gongi believers out there. You're the real heroes. Gongi's just gonna sneak in with a couple of firsts right now, starting now. I was hoping we'd just go to game right then.
Now.
Starting now.
Oh. Yeah. Neither of us is going to give up on this bit, are we? We're just going to keep doing it until
starting
now.
Now.
Oh, unlucky. Nope. Okay, we're being trolled now. Actively trolled.
Starting Ow. Nope. All right. Whatever.
All right. Well, tapping out. It was a. Apparently, it's Gongi who is holding us up right now as well for the full fitting situation. But yeah, looking at what we had in game 1, obviously we're a long way away from check, but you do already now start to get to that point where some of the players at the top, for example, Sliders doesn't necessarily have to win a lobby anymore for a while. Sliders can probably get a couple of top 4s from here, maybe 3 top 4-ish positions to get to that 20-point total, and then suddenly you're looking at the kind of high roll heroes again to try and pick up a win. But my big question for this when we get to check is, in every Lobby Legends meta we've had up until now, when players have got to 20, they have then switched to picking a Millhouse, a Gallywix, a Barov, something with, you know, incredible high roll potential, picking Greedy Quest, Pilfered Lamp, Secret Sinstone, whatever it is that can help them guarantee that first place. With the way the meta is right now, I'm not even sure if that's the most reliable way to win lobbies because we're so tempo focused. Starting now.
Hey!
We're the best!
Yes! We timed that perfectly.
Absolutely first try.
Oh, well, this is going to test your theory here, Sottle. Okay, Omu Gaming.
Ooh, Omu, okay. So
I was expecting Galewing, but...
Yeah, Galewing was a possibility. Whoa, okay. So that is first and second in the current standings, both picking 0 armor ramp-heavy heroes. This is Solar in 5th, just picking Millhouse because it's Millhouse, and you pick Millhouse because Millhouse is nuts. But yes, let's take a look at what Gongi ends up with here, because Gongi in joint last place is 0.5 right now, needs some big help from the Finley hero power. Only a 3 armor Finley as well. Lower end of the scale.
I mean, I guess it's Reform, but I could see Ozmot. Yeah, Reform. Okay. Interestingly enough, there's like 13 armor total in this lobby.
Oh, you are very true. Yeah, very right.
It's really low. Really low.
Yeah, incredibly low.
So, very interesting. A lot of like high risk heroes, but that should make for a very interesting lobby. We also have a much different minion types from the previous game. We do have dragons and demons out like last time, but we also have Murlocs and mechs out, which made up the entire top 5 essentially, with a little bit of elementals thrown in the previous.
Oh
yes, yes.
I'm going in, TJ.
Do it again. Coin, sell, buy.
But yeah, just to break down the armor tiers a little bit, because they are a little bit nebulous. So Finley is an armor tier 3 hero, which is 3 to 6 on the armor range. So that is a full low roll on the Finley armor. One of the reasons why you take Archvillain Rafam there in that instance is because Rafam is a tier 0 hero power. So that's kind of the way Finley works, is that you just pick the lowest armor tier hero power that you get given, because theoretically they're the most powerful in a vacuum, and then you have the advantage of being a tier 3 armor hero for the extra health and the easier quest completions. But I would say that's kind of a low roll. It is a maximum low roll in terms of total armor for Gongi, but just the hero power ending up as Rafam as well, I don't think is super premium.
Yeah.
Oh, can I change my pick? No. Tavern Tippers. Tavern Tippers on Gallywix is illegal. Like, no, not quite as illegal as Tavern Tipper on Millhouse. If you float gold on Millhouse to buff Tavern Tipper, I am sending you directly to jail. But come on, like, spend that gold on buying and selling something and turn it into 2 gold. I'm no longer a fan of this play. To be fair, it was the shop in front of me. He couldn't really do anything else. But, you know, you got to shout about something occasionally, haven't you? Just Millhouse having a totally normal one?
Yeah, I made a risk. I went the risky pick here for my bandwagon. Reminder to get your bandwagon picks in, since you only have one more turn to do it.
Yep.
We haven't even seen Say. But Say on Jandis.
With 2 tokens on board, which means they did hit the alley cat. Yeah, so the alley cat has been found.
So I went with Say a little bit later than Sottle, but I have a puzzle box answer to uphold here with getting top 3, and I feel like that's a reasonable top 3 to go for. Oh, we got a Wonder Ball. Oh, and the other 2 aren't very good. Well, Theotar's Parasol can be good. Nagas are in, so you can get the Pashmar.
That's a So 50 gold is turn 9. If you just on the like vanilla gold spend, 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11 would then be 51, I believe. So you'd have to spend a lot of extra gold to even speed that up a bit. That's a very slow Wonder Ball, TJ. Like, you're gonna need a lot to get you out of it from there.
Well, Say's got, you know, an early game plan. You just ignore the fact that Wonder Ball's there. You just act like you don't have a quest for a while. And then by the time you really need it, it's there.
Uh-huh.
Prophet does not have a minion type.
Correct.
So Mug is still the best buy, but it can also hit the alley cat. The actual alley cat, not the tabby cat, which you wouldn't want. Okay, there you go. That's good. It's only +1/+1, but it also completes quests, so. Steel Tiger Sapphire, fine.
Gonna get a smack here from Vol'jin, as you would expect. I think you're planning for this. Vol'jin just tends to be significantly stronger than average up until about turn 5, turn 6, because you get to buy economy minions and give them the stats of tempo minions, which is a fairly broken combination for the early game. Slider's just gone to 4 on 5, by the way, as Omu.
Going big.
Jianyu's still on 1. Looks to be going full warrior curve here.
This is actually a really good Omu lobby, actually, because you have all of the minion types in that, all of like the economy minion types in that lets you kind of sneak in an extra minion with the aggressive leveling curve. Because you have Beast, Naga, Elementals, and Pirates. So like, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you have having access to 1 extra gold means that your leveling curve is smoother if you stay 1 leveling curve ahead. Because usually you're 1 off, even with the extra buff from like buying an extra minion, right?
Yeah.
Taverning up minion, you usually have 2 gold left if you go on like 1 ahead of the standard curve.
Yeah, the regular fast Omu curve demands 1 extra gold on basically every turn, right?
Yes.
So it's level, gain 1 gold somehow, and if that's selling a Elemental or a Sunbacon Relaxer or an Alley Cat token, that's obviously significantly better than selling an actual whole minion that you have on your board. So
yeah, and that compounds on itself. So if you have 1 extra minion going into the next leveling curve, then you have more chances to hit 1 gold, or you're more okay with selling off one of these minions because you had extras left over from the time before.
All right, good last trade. Gets to cut 1 extra damage off the board at the end there for Jianyu, but is taking a significant amount of damage here, even with that Tavern Tipper start. Very interested still. You know, it was a somewhat facetious point, because I'm not going to advocate that Gallywix just starts rolling there and buying something else. But when you take double Tavern Tipper early on Gallywix, you'd like that to protect health for you in a way that you can be super greedy later on. And that's not necessarily panning out for Jianyu just yet. So we'll see where this one materializes for him. Gongi finds himself a Nomi.
Yeah. Pretty early, turn 6 for Nomi. And you went to 4 very aggressively. Banked a lot of gold the previous turn. Wasn't on 1, right?
Went from 1 to 3 last turn, I believe.
Okay, yeah. And completed quest during that time. Got a baby crush and a high main along the way, so not terrible. And I imagine that I couldn't see how much gold was going to be banked next turn, but all right, looking at Sola, also a baby crush picked up on the Millhouse. And another hidden body, which is
what's going on out here?
Pirates and what?
Elementals.
Pirates and Elementals, okay.
That's actually the dream. That's the best.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
That is the best hidden body. It is the best hidden body possible, because Elementals and Pirates are generally the cheapest things to buy.
However, it's the best hidden body in theory, but in practice, high APM builds with hidden body is like an active detriment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, if you're actually Infinite Hoggar, then having hidden body is a detriment, but I'm not even thinking like Infinite Hoggar. I'm just saying like Elementals and Pirates are cheaper than other minions in general, so it's the most gold efficient thing to be able to do to get repeated discovers over time. I still think, you know, accomplished players, even with the downside of the discover animation, should still win games with infinite gold, because infinite gold is infinite gold. I don't know if you knew this, TJ.
There's no such thing as infinite gold. It's a lot of gold, but it's not infinite.
Okay, fine.
Let the corruption spread.
Technicality there. All right, well, safe to say, I thought it was a good bet given the opening, but really needs to stabilize, and that didn't look like a good stabilization turn, even though Sola was quite strong. Let's say now at 8, Kunking also down to 5. So we're going to be seeing damage cap lifted here really soon if they can't find something good to do, and Kunking's board is just not good.
No. So what did Denathrius do this game? 6 battle cries for 2 new rewards each turn, and then play 4 Quillboars or Beasts for Shifter Zerus. Okay. Which isn't a bad... Those aren't difficult to complete quests, I would say, and it's a decent balance. Well, I suppose they are both quite greedy rewards. When I play Denathrius, I tend to like 1 tempo reward, 1 greedy reward, or 2 quests that synergize quite well with each other. But yeah, that's a fact that tripling into a 5 as well just didn't really find anything super tempo heavy. Forced to go with the Naga here, just trying to get maximum stats as possible from one board, and I think it might just be good enough. The extra 14-20, just doing enough here to carry him through this fight.
Yep. And it's gonna to make some bank off the Scrapsmith because of the macaws with the rat. Oh my gosh.
That's what we call synergy, TJ.
Yep. Okay, it's only 3, but you know, every little bit counts right now if you're King.
Ah!
See, this is, I mean, you got to do it, but it just doesn't feel good because the animation for...
What do you mean it doesn't feel good? You have 2 Hoggers as Millhouse. That just feels good. It doesn't matter if it's slightly worse than winning the game.
Look how long this animation is.
Still winning the game. It just found you a Tony. It will find you a 3rd Hogger and another Hogger after that. It's a benefit for a very long time until it becomes a detriment. And right now, it's still a benefit. He's running out of gold way before he's running out of time here.
Yeah, for now.
Exactly for now. Now is when matters. He's at 18 health, TJ.
You always got to think about the later, so.
Yeah, I mean, there is kind of this obsession with, oh, you know, take Cooked Book because it's good if you get Infinite Pirates. Don't take Hidden Body because it's bad if you get Infinite Pirates. The key clause in that sentence is Infinite Pirates. Nothing else really matters if you get to that point. Plan to get to Infinite Pirates in the first place, and then once you're there, nothing else really matters because you're Infinite Pirates and you just win the game anyway.
I'll do what I can.
She sells seashells.
Really want some extra taunts / death rattles to go in alongside this Tony, but he's okay here, I think. Yeah, a couple of taunts, Leroy, small minion on the left-hand side. Should end up with the Golden Hogger here. And then you would imagine that next turn is when the Hidden Body does actually start to become an active downside.
Oh no. Okay.
Ding! We are
It's
not
the Golden
moving.
Hogger and eliminates King. Unfortunate for King, just couldn't really get anything going with the Denathrius. Took a lot of damage early and is going to end up falling early, even with both quests complete on a pretty good timeline. So,
I hate leg day.
gonna now with Becky. Oh, it's so slow.
Okay, fair.
Get me out.
Since I have instructed Lorinda not to move, Lorinda has instructed me to inform you that Gongi has double know me right now, that Lorinda is itching that we go take a look
sweet.
at. Yeah.
My quest begins here.
Oh, this is the Theatar is actually really smart because you're not playing elementals or pirates, so you just ignore it. You just play Theatar. It also just makes sense with Millhouse because you just buy every minion.
You just buy everything,
shop.
yeah. You're going to roll, and they're going to be elementals, pirates, or neutrals in just about every shop that you see. So this allows you to continue to buy everything. He also has that dream scenario of Theatar Elise, which is a great combo because every monkey that you roll is a neutral minion, which then discovers you another Tavern 6 minion, which can be another Theatar, it can be a Mantid, it can be an Uther. All of those are neutral minions. You can then end up tripling things, yada, yada, yada. All sorts of fun business can happen. But he is all the way out of that nonsense now, fully committing to the pirate plan, switching to what Lil Rag and Hydra now as his splash on this, and trying to take the time to go for a second golden Hoggar with the greedy Tony at the end. It looked like. Oh, that's not very big.
Ooh, but is this the, is it? I wonder if Jibugi's holding on to anything.
Does get the golden Eliza, of course. That was borderline guaranteed, I imagine, from that situation with the taunted Scally, but it's still going to be kind of a massacre. Actually, not that much damage in the end with the way that the trades worked out.
Yeah.
Take that from 30, no problem.
Yep. But could be the makings of Pirate Exodia, especially if Jibugi was holding on to any number of the pieces. Oh, jeez. Wait a second.
Well.
Wait a second.
Let's start juicing. That's a good one.
So Gongi got eliminated relatively early in the last game and had a Nomi, an early Nomi, and then just rolled no elementals in shop. Oh no. Okay, there we go. And it's also a triple on the stasis elemental.
Whoa!
Stats.
His stasis elementals have been phenomenal this turn. 2 Smoggers and a Elemental.
Yeah.
Nothing scares.
Meanwhile,
Oh, got 2 ball minions on this turn.
oh TJ, look at the opponent as well. Look at the opponent.
Oh no.
It could be all over for our hero.
Oh no.
How big has SSA managed to get?
There's no
Lorinda, do not
way.
answer that question. I do not want to know. Spoilers.
He's tiny. No.
He's microscopic.
No. Well, there goes a puzzle box question. I knew it was going to happen in like game 1 or 2.
Yeah. TJ, little peek behind the curtain. TJ campaigned to have that question changed to top 4 instead of top 3. Turns out would not have made a goddamn difference.
So I wouldn't call it campaigned. I just said nobody in their right mind would say that I'm going to get every bandwagon top 3. Top 4 is a little more reasonable.
Yeah.
I think my wording was I would never say yes if it was top 3. I would say yes very rarely if it was top 4. And then what did I do? I said yes anyway, and I ruined it in game 2.
What happened here? What's Jun Yu doing? Okay, that's some numbers. Need some Divine Shields to support this for sure, because right now it is just raw numbers. But double Dark Gaze, Golden Agum, and 25 gold at the start of a turn. That can make something happen.
Oh, we got stats on stats on stats.
Numbers everywhere. Numbers absolutely everywhere, TJ. The scenes.
Oh God, I love this game. This is just the stats lobby. It's just Pirates Elementals.
Important thing to note for those of you watching at home, particularly on mobile that can't necessarily see all the details, Gongi is pretty much finished. Jun Yu has 20 gold left this turn. So, you know.
Okay, this is
Okay, Leroy's coming in. Those are needed. Oh, the golden. Wants to get this as perfect an interval as possible before hitting the golden. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I mean, he's not even done with his turn yet, and I still already picked Shen Yu.
Yeah. I was about to hit enter, and then I saw that he was about to triple a Dark Gaze, so I'm just making sure there are no disasters in terms of not filling the board out with enough relevant minions on the other side. He has consolidated the stats quite heavily into one minion here, which means a lucky Leroy or Poison Snipe could be more impactful. But the Leroy is first, and there's a small minion taunted, so I don't think that's going to be super relevant. Oh, the desync! He's still going.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, just bigger, right? When you see them head to head like that, it becomes fairly obvious. I mean, that's the best possible trade for that Divine Shield, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Question is he dead? The answer is very likely yes.
If this goes left, okay, it didn't.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Wait. 11.
No, we're good.
13, 19, okay.
Let's make this spicy.
I'll do what
Wait.
I can.
This is tiny.
I do think you've had your perspectives warped on what big boards look like. Although turn 12, it's a little bit on the small side for a Golden Hammer Nomi, I will admit. Oh, second Infinite Pirates.
Sliders on home server as well without Hidden Body getting in the way and a cooked book.
That's true, yeah. I do think APAC to Europe and Europe to APAC seems to be the easiest one to play on in my experience cross-server. For some reason, whatever that is, and that has seemed to be borne out by some of the performances that we've seen in Lobby Legends as well. But it's certainly home server advantage and cooked book advantage. Ooh, and triple Hydra advantage going over to
cooked book Hydra.
Sliders.
It's huge.
Big. It's big. Oh, we failed to mention that it doesn't matter because he's about to get murdered by the Galliwix. Ah, I see.
You know, cool turn, right? Yeah. Nicely done. Big cleave, yeah, that's good, great work.
Yep. Participation medal for Sliders. Well done.
Yep. Jun Yu was Sottle's bandwagon pick, so well done, Sottle. I think this. I don't think anybody can. Well, actually, Sola was doing quite well.
Ola might be up there, yeah. It depends how well that hidden body stuff has been navigated.
Look at Sliders. It's like, what happened?
Galliwix happened.
What happened here? Huh.
Oh, I see. Ah, Golden Dark Gaze, Golden Agam, and like 40 gold a turn. Ah.
Interesting. Very cool.
Looks like Gongi has bitten the dust as well. There, that is a very Millhouse looking hand right now. Let's have a look at the numbers on the board.
Oh,
actually really, really close, I would say.
that is big.
Yeah, needs to move these Ball of Minion stats onto something more relevant, I would say. But if...
Brand Golden Theater, double Golden Hawk.
Yeah. I think if they're able to do that, if Sola is able to do that and get these Ball of Minion stats onto a cleave, for example, then probably bigger than the Galliwix, than Jun Yu. Yep, and that's exactly what he's trying to do right now. Go for the gusto. Is the brand going out before you do it to maximize the chances? Golden Uther can make the Hydra a 30-30 before you even start if you really want to.
He's got a minute left.
Yep.
And infinite.
Are you on the guest list?
Actually, just gonna rely on Theatar to get this cleave up. That's also a possibility.
This Ball of Minions has to get dumped at some point, surely.
Like day.
Surely. There's no mechs. There's no Murlocs. The Ball of Minions is useless.
For justice. Come out.
I love Millhouse. Hey!
Oh, it went on the other one. Wait, no, it went on the other one and the Hogger.
Went on the other one in the Hoggar, yeah.
Yeah, because it was golden.
Mm-hmm.
Defeat, stranger.
Yeah, I think we're just stopping here. Yeah. I mean, the Hydra got pretty big from essentially nothing up to a 57,
Theater.
57.
Yeah. Well, Theatar and Uther, I suppose.
Yeah.
Good night, Malagos. Right. Yep, that's going to be enough.
All right, we're down to just Zhenyu and Sola. Just the two beefiest boards you could ever imagine.
It's time for everyone's favorite time of the day, TJ. It's big, meaty minions slapping meat time. That's what we're here to see.
I love it. It's got full hand just of pirates.
All right, now TJ, I'll give it to you. This is just annoying at this point. No one wants to be another hidden bodying at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten him a golden Theatar and probably got the double golden Hogger from that because he's been on 5 for a while. So,
well, no, he got both of the golden Hoggars came from Tony. Because you remember when we left him last time? He just put the second Tony on the board to get the second golden Hoggar.
Yeah, I honestly think that Sola's stats are bigger.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, 513, 618.
Nope.
Plus a golden Manted Queen with
Golden Mantic Queen,
type nearly.
3 adapts, yeah. Obviously not technically adapts, but I'm pretty sure as a community we're just going to call them adapts for the rest of the game's life now. It's just kind of what we know them as.
It's an arms race. Oh, okay. Well, because of these stats are being, messed it up, right?
He did, yeah.
Just in this position.
Yeah, I think so. Was wanting to get all those stats on the Hydra and just absolutely biffed it.
Yeah, put it next to the Darkler Elder instead of the Agam, which the Agam would be the one.
Oh, no. That was actually probably just a desync issue, right?
Okay,
we looked at the animation and then we didn't actually see the thing. We looked at the, the Q animation of him pointing the arrows and then we didn't actually see it happen until the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the stats are big enough for Sola.
That's the cleave. That's the cleave. That's the cleave.
I was wrong!
Okay, not dead though. We ride again.
Okay, so the stats are bigger, but the cleave was just massive.
But that was a 33% cleave because the cleave went center into the 100 as opposed to hitting either of the 2 extreme minions that were 500/500s. So not only did it get the 1 cleave dead center to hit all 3 minions, it then got to cleave again with the Wind Fury because it survived. That was wildly unfavored to have happened like that. So I imagine still the Gallywix is unfavored in the fight and will continue to be so because he's 400 stats behind on multiple minions here, which even for this is going to be hard to catch up on.
Like, at a certain point, you just don't even know where the numbers are coming from because of the DC. Just numbers.
We talked about how Ball of Minions is such a great asset for these kind of reroll buy-sell comps. Patient Scout, exactly the same thing, especially when like Nagas or Elementals are in. You can just buy a Patient Scout, sell it, pick up a Elemental, pick up a Shell Collector. Just basically get a free bunch of buy-sells, insane stuff for Gallywix.
Ooh, Golden Selfless.
Scares me. Except mine.
For justice.
And Leroy thrown in too. All right. Consolidated the big stuff, is going to give the big stuff Divine Shield, and threw in a Leroy.
My prediction is Sola wins this fight by about 16, 17, and we have one more final showdown. Good cleave. Decent cleave.
Are you sure it's only going to be 16 or 17? Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I don't know. All minions.
Yeah, that follows in as well now. That's a couple of bad attacks at the end. But still only ends up being about 19 damage, so I'll take it.
Last round. Guaranteed last game.
Are you on the gifts?
Yeah, even with the slightly wonky animations, probably better to be looking at Zhang Yu here, because he's the one that has to find the answers now, right? We know who's the king of stats. Zhang Yu needs to find the tech card answers to be able to solve this problem. Needs to find the Leroys, needs to find the Manted Queens, needs to find some cute combat tricks. Saw him trying a white main in the previous fight to be able to make something happen, kind of stop the Hydra from sniping. White main Leroy combo is something that you could look for as well. Try and taunt one of the 600 health minions and smash a Leroy into it, that kind of thing. Few options that you can go for.
There's a triple Necrolite on the board. Another one.
A second triple Necrolite.
I don't have time for that.
Oh, it's so good. Patient Scout. What a card. I think if you'd have asked me, I forgot the name of the card now. What's the 4-drop that discovered a minion type that you didn't have? I've immediately forgotten the name of it, like deleted it from my brain as soon as they removed it from the game. Reef Explorer. Yeah. If you were to offer me, like, remove Reef Explorer for the game and replace it with Patient Scout, I probably would have thought that would be a downside. But now, having played with it for a couple of weeks, like, oh, Patient Scout's a good card.
Didn't even put the Leroy in. I guess wanted to get the extra taunt, right? It might have been purposeful, but I feel like an extra taunt on white main with one minion down is worth less than a Leroy.
Yeah, debatable. Certainly different angles to take that from. Leroy, I think honestly, my instinct would have been to go for the white main Leroy thing I was talking about and just try and take out one of the 650, 700 health minions that you would have been dealing with at that point. But
yeah.
Viable option to try and get multiple taunts and big cleaves, I think, as well. Because if the cleaves connect right and you're able to take down poison minions, attack into, like, value trade something and take off divine shields from poison minions as well, that kind of thing, that might be able to get you over the line. So yeah, not entirely sure what the game plan was there at the end for Zhang Yu, but a thrilling second lobby, TJ, from start to finish. That's what Battlegrounds is all about. Forget about poison scams. That's what we want to see. Just that every single game forever.
Just raw stats.
Yeah.
That is it. That's all I want. No divine shields, no poison, no Leroys. Just
Arov's blessing. Count the numbers. Whoever has more wins the game.
Just who can just find the biggest slab of cured salami that they can.
And
opponent with it. That's what I want. That's what I want.
I mean, that's certainly what you got this game, TJ, because
I know. Well, at the end there was like we gotta talk about Leroy and
true, yeah,
tech cards.
Aaron.
No, none of that. Just who can have the larger numbers. That's all. But Zhang Yu is actually a second and a second to kick things off. So we're not going to see a checked lobby after 3, even if Zhang Yu wins. But Zhang Yu's in a good spot to put it the lobby in check after 4. Only needs 8 points, so that'd be just a couple of fourths and would be rolling. So maybe a little bit more conservative play from Zhang Yu over the next 2 games just to guarantee that. But it's Zhang Yu after all, right?
It is Zhang Yu, yeah. From what we've seen so far, conservative play is not in the lexicon of this player, as absolutely shot for the moon in the first 2 games in the final lobby up until now. Sliders had that insane brand game in game 1, didn't quite follow that up as much as he would have liked. Obviously, we have now ruled out the 4-game ending to the tournament. That is now impossible. The earliest we can get check is in 4 games from this point. But looking down at the bottom, Kun King has not had a great start to proceedings. 2 points and 0 points means miles behind. But as is Lorinda's favorite phrase for check format, one of the additional great benefits of this format is that it's always in your hands. It does not matter what your points total is, you can always win the tournament. You can have 0 points, everyone else can have 90. If you win every lobby from that point onwards, you win the tournament and they cannot. So it is always in your hands.
Yeah, that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it exciting is the fact that we have those miracle runs as potentials. I don't think we've really seen one. We've seen a couple players that have come from like pretty low to be like the 5th player to put the lobby in check and then win. But I don't think we've seen an 8th to 1st kind of scenario happen yet in the 8 lobby legends that we've had. So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that in action and King turn it around. But that's only 2, so we got at least 3 more games left to go. That's the minimum. But I'm hoping for a lot more than that today. I'm hoping for a good solid 8. You up for that, Sol? You up for 8?
I'll take 8. Yeah, I'm down for 8. Yeah,
it would be a nice solid number. 9, I'll probably start getting sick of Battlegrounds. But 8 is prime Battlegrounds territory. I can handle 8. But before we jump into game number 3, we are going to have to go to a quick break. But don't go anywhere. Plenty more still to come here at Hearthstone Battlegrounds Lobby Legends HALLOW'S.